called blueberry soup. And
No, that's a great
I have
question.
a guess. Does it have to do with the colors of the Icelandic flag?
Hey, I like that interpretation.
Okay.
No, that's a really good question to ask, and I usually hope that somebody does ask it. The reason I chose blueberry soup is blueberry soup, as I was told, is kind of like an Icelandic comfort food. So I was looking for something that was away from the like doom and gloom of economic collapse and we're all gonna die and feel terrible about the future. I wanted something that was a little bit unique, that involved the Icelandic culture, but was something that we could pronounce really easily. Something that was a little bit playful. So that's why I chose blueberry soup. And I kind of like the idea of us all being in the soup together.
There's a myth in Iceland that if you get like, if you have like stomach flu and you feel like you're nauseous, you can eat blueberry soup and it'll fix it. I don't think that's correct.
So
But
if you're feeling nauseous about politics.
yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Just a quick question. You mentioned that you felt it was the political process that was holding up maybe the adoption of the Constitution, that it's already been voted on by the people. But you did mention within the documentary that you were moving towards bringing in controls on private ownership and the resources. So those are two pretty big issues when it comes to vested interests. Do you think there might be any other reasons why? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would love to hear what you think about this too, but there are some extraordinarily contentious items in the Constitution. Just some items that have had to get through for years and years, but they haven't been able to resolve it in Parliament. And that's part of why this was so important to have come to the table. And so there's going to be a lot of unhappy parties that have invested interest in certain things staying the way that they are. And so I'm sure, I can't pinpoint it, but I'm sure there's definitely a lot of that going into it. A lot of people that are sitting in office that feel very uncomfortable about shaking that system.
If I can add also, to be fair, there has also been criticism on the document, it not being well enough made. Some of the academics have said, okay, obviously ordinary citizens can't make a constitution that holds complete water, and they have pointed out weaknesses that they think should be fixed. Therefore, the Parliament asked us all, those 25 people, to meet again for 4 days to fix the biggest flaws of the thing, and we did that, and made it more simple, some of the more complicated articles and so on. Then, but what I can feel is that lawyers, and I can say that because I'm a lawyer, they are frustrated. They don't want normal people writing the law. That's their profession, and the whole area of professionals gets really pissed off when you take away their privileges and the sort of the oomph they have as a professional crowd, and you say, okay, we'll give it to those 25 idiots here, and they can do it just as well as you. Obviously, they're going to turn against it. So that totally what you said, the invested interest of the people who hold the natural resources of Iceland is huge. Also, there's this. Possibly it has flaws. There's, nothing is perfect. Secondly, people that thought they should be the ones writing it are pissed off and criticize it really harshly, I think, in a way that makes no sense compared to the thing, because we have had people who are experts in constitutional law saying that the draft is good. People from universities elsewhere that don't have those invested interests seem to agree upon it being, at least in most parts, a really good document, a document that you could execute, and if some flaws exist, you change it. That's the way you make law, So I think the problems are manifold, and they're not going anywhere, but it's just a question of who's more stubborn, the people or the ones that are against.
In Britain, we are quite strict on time, so now but we can continue the conversation. In fact, you are all invited to join us for the dinner, because we are not such a big crowd, so we have room. So we'll go to the private room in this college. So those of you who don't have access usually to the dining room of this college, I have passes for you, and so you can just ask me, and I'll give you the passes. So you are all invited, and we can continue the conversation over dinner. So the private room, in case we lose track of one another, the private room is just at the very back of the dining hall of this college. So you find an open door toward the end, and that's where the room is. So let's continue this conversation over there. I have a few words of thanks to say. We should thank the Rocky College for hosting this, and especially Karen Sisti for organizing. We have to thank the support of the Center for the Study of democratic politics in the Woodrow Wilson School, the financial support also of the Center for Human Values, and the important support of Denise Zapechak, who has been helping with organizing many things as well for the logistics. Okay, so thank you, and let's continue the conversation downstairs.
Could I just say
Thank
really
you so
quick
much.
before we lose anybody, because I know sometimes people try to go off into their own lives. So you being here, you're now a part of this, and so you kind of have this responsibility on your shoulders, and I don't know how that sits with you, it's kind of uncomfortable, I know. But what you could do to be really helpful is if you have any questions or comments or thoughts about this entire thing we just loaded on you, you can go on any of your social media platforms that you enjoy, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, blah, 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 and tag Blueberry Soup or Icelandic Constitution. If you do hashtag Blueberry Soup, hashtag Icelandic Constitution, that will make it back to us and we can put that back out. And I hope you don't feel shy because we just kind of all have voices. Thank you for bringing us. We're so honored to be here. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thank you so much. And let's continue the conversation. So I have the blessings here. If anybody needs a pass,
Sure, yeah, thank you very much.
sometimes you can join us. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, great. Okay, let's see tomorrow. Okay, nice.
It was a little dark, but I think we got some good stuff. I wish we could have put some lights on. We should have talked to the student about that.
Some different lights.
Yeah, like a spotlight or something.
Yeah, yeah. Please. You're welcome. So that's really fantastic to watch like this. It's really
Get used to
even
it.
more moving than on a little screen.
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to watch it on a big screen.
It's different too to hear other people around, like the laughing or the times people go, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.